Welcome to the WTR Small-Cap Spotlight podcast. I'm your host, Tim Gerdeman, Vice Chair and Co-founder and Chief Marketing Officer of Water Tower Research. Good morning. In today's episode, I'm being joined by Dan Sceli, Chief Executive Officer of Westport Fuel Systems, traded on both NASDAQ and TSX markets under ticker symbol WPRT. Westport Fuel Systems is a leading global supplier of advanced, affordable, low-emissions transportation technologies for the global transportation and industrial sectors. The company's proven technologies support a wide range of clean fuels such as compressed natural gas, renewable natural gas, hydrogen, and liquefied natural gas, empowering OEMs and commercial transportation industries to meet performance demands, regulatory requirements, and climate targets in a cost-effective manner. Also joining us today is my WTR Equity Research colleague, Peter Gastreich. Good morning, Dan and Peter, and thank you for joining today's podcast.
Good morning.
Morning, Tim.
Dan, for those listeners who may not be familiar with Westport Fuel Systems, would you please provide our podcast audience with a high-level overview of the company, its main divisions, and its corporate strategy? And also, I always like to ask our guests to provide a quick overview of their professional backgrounds.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'll start with me and then get into the company. So I'm a 40-year veteran of global industrial manufacturing. I've been running a number of companies over the years. Spent most of my career in the U.S. Spent 4 or 5 years running a business out of Europe and Germany. So I've had, I've seen a lot of cycles, a lot of turns in this industry, and it continues to be a challenge and fun. Westport is a remarkable company. It's a 30-year-old company that's getting a brand new start. It's a company that out of a university laboratory developed a technology called HPDI, high pressure direct injection, which is now becoming a mainstream in the long haul trucking world. But Westport is really built upon over the years developing technologies that have fallen into a couple of different businesses. The HPDI technology is now housed under a joint venture with Volvo, and it focuses on engine and off engine long haul trucking using liquid natural gas today. The other division we have is a high pressure controls division. Anytime you have gases under pressure in storage, you need the very specialized tank valves, pressure relief controls, fuel flow controls, and that's the second business we have. Yeah.
Great. I appreciate that overview. And with that, I'll turn it over to Peter to ask a few questions.
Sure.
Hey, thanks, Tim. So, Dan, I'm looking forward to digging our heels into your, company's technology, operations, and your global footprint. We'll do that in just a moment. But first, I'd just like to kick off with your recent divestiture of Westport's light-duty business segment. What was the strategic motivation behind that?
So, I got here a year and a half ago, and we looked at the portfolio of markets and businesses we were in, and it was very important to us to narrow down our focus, to focus very much on the HPDI technology and its offshoots, on the heavy-duty truck market where we think our technology has the greatest growth opportunity. And so we felt that divesting of the light-duty automotive parts business made an awful lot of sense for us, and it in fact helped bring some solid base to our balance sheet to fund that refocus and growth.
Okay, got it. So now that you have this strategic focus on the heavy duty segment, can you share who your customers are and what's the value that Westport Fuel Systems brings to those customers?
Sure. So again, our focus is the heavy duty truck market globally, and we are working with all of the OEMs in that space to bring our technology to play. We have currently our number one customer is Volvo, and in a joint venture that's called Suspira. But we brought on our second OEM and to begin trialing that technology, and we continue to talk to the others in the marketplace. We've generated an awful lot of interest around the world in this HPDI technology. We have over 9,000 trucks on the road in 31 countries. all running on LNG, and we're very excited to continue to push that forward.
And so regarding this HPDI technology, could you share how it contributes to the decarbonization of the heavy-duty transportation? And also, what would you consider to be the main advantages over conventional diesel systems or over competing technologies for that matter, if there are any to mention there?
Yeah, so HPDI, high pressure direct injection, is a technology that you take the base diesel engine infrastructure and you run it on either natural gas or hydrogen. And running natural gas on a current diesel infrastructure, we can match the power, the horsepower, the efficiencies, the range, all the things that are incredibly important. And then in the end, the decision maker for the fleets is the total cost of ownership. We can match the performance of a diesel engine and give a cost savings, a significant cost savings to the fleets. And while we're doing that, we have anywhere from a 20 to 30% CO2 reduction on natural gas. And if it's bioLNG, which there's massive investments going on around the world, bringing more and more bioLNG into the marketplace, it's 100% CO2 reduction. So the marketplace is hungry for a green solution, but it has to come at a total cost of ownership that is better than diesel. Matching performance.
Okay, got it. Thank you. And you mentioned the JV with Volvo Group. What strategic role does that JV play in Westport, sort of when looking at your company's market expansion and your leadership in the heavy-duty long-haul trucking sector?
Absolutely. Well, it's a central part of our company. It's, we're the majority owner at 55% of that joint venture. And it's a technology that we believe will be, getting expanded across the entire industry. The joint venture called Suspira was set up and mandated to be an independent company. And with that, it's meant to bring on other OEMs. And that's what we're working on. We've obviously launched the joint ventures about a year and 3 months old or something like that. We're out working hard to bring other OEMs while we continue to launch with Volvo.
So you have a global footprint at Westport Fuel Systems, and you have technology that's adaptable to multiple clean fuel types. You've got LNG, CNG, RNG, and hydrogen. Are there particular fuels that are best adapted to particular regions in terms of the adoption, or is it an all of the above type strategy? Sort of, where are you seeing the biggest opportunity for growth?
Sure. So, and the great thing is there's been and the stars are aligning for Westport on this. There's been a very big shift in the marketplace. We've all seen the slowdown of the hydrogen investments, and the natural gases were going to play a bridging fuel until hydrogen came on and became the fuel of the future. Well, it's clear that that timeline's being stretched way out. Natural gas is going to become the foundational fuel for decarbonizing long-haul trucking. And the great thing about our technology, the Westport technology, HPDI, is that it's fuel agnostic. It can run liquid natural gas, compressed natural gas, bioLNG, and it can also run on the very same system, hydrogen. And then, of course, the most remarkable thing that we've been developing lately is we can blend it. There's stranded hydrogen capacity sitting out there, looking for places to go. We can blend into the natural gas pipelines hydrogen and run the combination on our system. It's completely fuel agnostic.
So looking at these opportunities that you've talked about, what is your strategy now for scaling up your business? And within that, could you share what your financing and capital strategy is?
Sure. Well, let me first, talk about the growth opportunities. So the natural gas is becoming, as I said, the foundational fuel. Liquid natural gas is what Europe really focuses on. In North America, there's a big push for compressed natural gas. That the pipelines are in place, the infrastructure is in place. Compressed natural gas is the opportunity for our future, and so we are going to be developing and bringing to the market a HPDI compressed natural gas solution, and building out demonstration models and commercializing it over the next number of years. And to do that, one of the key things is ensuring that we have the funding to the capital to execute that strategy. And selling light duty components business was a big part of that.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's a question I'd like to give the opportunity of all of our podcast guests to answer, and that is, what do you think that analysts and investors most often misunderstand or maybe get wrong about your company's strategy or the overall industry outlook?
Sure. Well, we have some really great analysts, and we have a lot of communication with them, and they're very inquisitive. So I don't really think that they're missing anything that they're not getting. I think that the key thing to talk about is that we're making a dramatic shift. Westport is making a pivot right now, a pivot to take advantage of this alignment of the stars, as I suggested, which is the pendulum swinging on natural gas, giving us an opportunity to bring our technology in different regions around the world to play. And so it's on us, it's on Westport to ensure that we communicate over the next period how that strategy is going to be rolled out, how it's going to be executed, and ensuring that they understand it and that the market understands it.
So in terms of rolling out that strategy, if you're looking out over the next, say, 12 to 18 months, what would be some of the signposts that you would suggest investors kind of focus on?
Sure. So what we're planning is rolling out the initial demonstration vehicles. We have one demonstration truck in Vancouver today that we've been running on the natural gases, the hydrogen, the blends. But I think the key to keep an eye on are the fleet demonstrations that we're planning to execute. And in this market, it's a pull market. The fleets, the trucking market really pulls the OEMs to what technology they want, what solutions they want. So the key to executing for us is to get the fleets on board through these demonstration models.
Thank you so much, Dan, for taking the time to join us today and sharing your insights. We've really covered a lot today, and this is a great story. I really think it's going to resonate well with our investors and people listening to us. But before I pass the podcast back over to Tim, would you like to provide any concluding remarks for us?
Sure. Well, I'm very excited about this pivot, this strategic shift that Westport is making. It's a new start for this company that's been grinding out technology for 30 years, and we're very fortunate that as I've talked about the market is changing. The natural gas world is becoming a foundational fuel. And we're going to take advantage of that. We're very excited about the opportunities in front of us and our ability to execute and deliver.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Back over to you, Tim.
Thanks, Peter. Dan, I'd be remiss to say, as a former management consultant before my Wall Street sell-side days, I love companies that recognize opportunities and make strategic pivots. So accolades for that. Thank you for joining me today, Dan, and same with you, Peter, and have a great day.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, as well as visiting www.watertowerresearch.com to stay up to speed on the company's small cap written research reports, podcasts, fireside chats, industry-specific symposiums, and conference schedules. We will see you next time for another edition of the WTR Small-Cap Spotlight podcast. Finally, a special thanks to the producer and editor of the podcast, Krista Fitzpatrick.